Okay, hello. Today we're in beautiful Colorado next to the river here. We're going to talk about Tenkara fishing, this small rod, a couple of accessories that you'll need, everything which I've got in my pocket, and talk about how easy it is to actually get out and do some Tenkara fishing with just the smallest amount of gear. So the first thing you'll have is your Tenkara rod. Comes in a tube like this, and you'll see that the Tenkara rod looks like just a small stick, and it's got a wood stopper in it. So inside here we have a telescopic rod, and then on the end is a small cord. You can see that it's called Lillian, and that's what we're going to tie everything to. Okay, so when you're putting everything together for your Tenkara setup, we at Wetfly actually provide you with a furled leader and some monofilament tippet, as well as a bamboo fly box, complete flies. So again, that's all you need, and we're going to go ahead and show you how to set that up, and then I'm going to show you how to do the knots from a more close-up standpoint. So in tying on the leader to the end of your Tenkara rod, you can either set it on a picnic table or on a rock next to you. You can throw it under your arm like so, and then grab your furled leader. And we have these wrapped up nicely in these little boxes because you're going to want to actually store it in that same box when you're done. All you have to do is grab the end here, which already has a loop. It's the thicker end, it's tapered, so down in the very tip it's going to be thinner. This is the thick end, and it's got a loop already in it. So what you're going to want to do with this leader is you're going to take that fatter end with that loop, and you're just going to run the line through it like so. Okay, and then you're going to take that loop and put it over your little cord that comes out of the Tenkara rod. And once you tighten that up, let it roll over itself a little bit so everything looks neat and tidy. And there you can see that we're attached and we're ready to go Tenkara fishing. From there, all we got to do is pull out each individual section. I'll just let this drop out to 12 or 13 feet. Some rods are shorter, some are longer. But now we're ready to go fishing. All we need is a fly. So what we have set up here is essentially the end of the Lillian, or that little cord on the end of the Tenkara rod, and then a close-up of that furled leader. So you can see that I've already attached it here, but really easy to unattach. And of course everything is going to look a lot cleaner when it's done in a smaller dimension. But if this were the end of your furled leader, the fat end, this would be the skinny end right here, and this would be your Lillian coming out of the rod. And it's that little curvy cord. So remember, all we did was take that, make a loop, go around the little knot on the end of that cord, and tighten it up. And there you are, you're ready to go fish with that. Well, maybe not this rope, but once you set up with the actual furled leader and the mono. Then at the end of that, there's another loop, and that's where you're going to attach your tippet. If you're not familiar with tippet, it comes in a spool, looks something like that, and it's in diameters 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x. The higher the X, that's going to be the thinner the diameter. So for Tenkara, we're usually in that 4x, 5x realm. That's what we're going to ship with the kit from the Wetfly kit. And then we have a bamboo fly box, and there'll be some flies inside that. Here's one that I have here, and you'll notice that the Tenkara fly has got a forward pushed hackle, and that allows it to pulsate in the water. Fish really love it, and it's an extremely effective way to fish, as well as being easy. Now when we tie that tippet on to the rod, we're going to use what I have here. It's a perfection loop, and that's a very simple loop to tie. In fact, I like to tie them when I'm in really exciting work meetings and I've got my shoelace out, and I'll just take a piece and start making perfection knots in it. And of course they come out a lot prettier when you've got them in monofilament, but all you've got to do is take that, make a loop, make another loop, trap it with your thumb, come through like that, and then you're pulling this little loop through. And if the line's coming out the side like that, then you've got a good perfection loop. It's a great knot. It's very streamlined, doesn't have a lot of bulk in the water, and it's great for doing our loop-to-loop connections.